The sense of understanding what people are feeling but not saying. Can you give me a sense of how you navigate that?
Sure. So, I mean, the first thing I would say is my childhood was rather odd. There were a lot of family secrets. There were a lot of things that were felt and not said in my family, and so I think that's a real kind of animating force for me. I mentioned already I spent 12 years investigating fraud and corruption and bribery and money laundering, first of all in the Middle East and Africa, and then in the Americas. And I became deeply curious, one, about how businesses behave in these countries, so what business ethics looks like. But I suppose the more kind of interesting conclusion I came to after spending 12 years gathering evidence and documenting the facts and trying to help my clients is that the facts don't matter as much as the stories people are telling themselves. So I would have this experience over and over again of presenting the facts and being quizzed very aggressively by someone very powerful, or I would watch someone very powerful override somebody less powerful, or I would perhaps watch a senior leadership team find a convenient scapegoat to blame for something that they clearly all knew about. And so as I moved through my career, I moved from this very kind of analytical frame. I have an academic background. I was an academic person. I thought that analysis would kind of uncover the answers to a lot of the questions I had. And it gradually became clear to me that facts don't necessarily convince people. We all approach the world with a certain frame. We all tell the stories that we want to tell about ourselves, our motivation, our character. And so I went back to college around 10 years ago to study organizational psychology. And that has given me the tools and the concepts to kind of observe and diagnose and understand what I'm seeing. And so I tend to ask a lot of questions about what is really going on beneath the surface. I tend to not take what people are telling me directly as being the really interesting thing to explore. And so I've been lucky later in my career to have learned about some of the kind of concepts and frameworks that we might use to inform this understanding of how human beings behave. And I think clearly, no matter how you see the world in the last decade or so, it has become incredibly clear. People believe what they want to believe. If you can think about the pandemic, you can think about politics. So I think the questions that I've been asking, if anything, have become more and more relevant over time.